Our speaker today isn't a guest. She's family. We've traveled together. We've watched her marvelous evolution proudly. We know that she is our sister. She is a best-selling author. She'll be signing her new book, Abundance Now, after service in the main foyer. She's an internationally known transformational coach and teacher. But more importantly, she's good people. That goes a long way. So without taking any of her time, let's give a warm CUT welcome to our sister, Miss Lisa Nichols.
Back there with Sandra, I said, I'm just going to start crying all before I even stand up. But what else is new? That's been happening all 16 years I've been coming to CUT. This is my home. This is my home. So thank you, brother. Whenever I come, I'm so full. Whenever I come, I'm reminded of the journey. I'm reminded of the journey that each of us are on. That we get to a point and we think it's a period in the sentence, but it's a comma. we made it a period. You know, the relationship is over. What now? Well, that's just a comma. The job is complete. That's just a comma. When I come home, I'm reminded of all the beautiful commas. And then there's more. And then there's more. I was sitting and my sister Sandy, she's my earth angel. Her and my sister Pam, they're my earth angels. And you know, Pam and I were having text ministry this morning to each other. And she was acknowledging me for yesterday. For those of you that was here yesterday, God was moving in this mighty place, wasn't he? God was moving in this mighty place. And I just want to ask, who came today that was there yesterday that didn't plan to come today? You didn't know about today, but you came today because yesterday. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. Thank you. You made the right decision. This has been my home and my sanctuary, my place of refuel, recharge, regenerate, recommit for 16 years, and I love to share it with as many people as possible. So when Pam and I were praising each other this morning, I said, God assigns people to you to help you do what you were supposed to do. Like God assigns people to you. And some won't come in the form of a spouse or a child or a friend. Some will come in the form of someone who was just put in your path to make sure you just keep going. You know, like the bumper rails that you kind of, I don't know if y'all know how to bowl. I don't know how to bowl. So when I go bowl, I haven't put the rails down. You know the rails. I just want to make sure my ball gets to the end. Like I don't lose any points because I needed help. And there are people in your life that are coming to help be your bumper rail, to help keep you on the straight and narrow. And Sandy, you are that person for me. And Pam, you are that person for me, that God so loves me, that God so loves you that he will find people that you think sometimes you don't want around you. Maybe it might be that person who holds you accountable to the woman you say you want to be, or that person who holds you accountable to the man that you really want the world to know you as. And so I'm grateful to Reverend Wells that you would trust me, because when God gives you the responsibility to lead and direct, and you surrender that space for a day, for an hour, for a moment to someone, I don't take that lightly. So brother, I stand with you. I'm honored to know you, to call you my brother, to help further your journey, your calling, to stand beside you as a tool and as a team member. I'm honored, sister, I'm honored, because I know behind a great man, is a phenomenal woman who can hold him in the dark hours before he puts on his suit. And after he takes off his shoes, she's holding the space for him. So I honor you, sis. I honor you. I honor you. I was listening to the choir. Y'all, man. You're anointed. And thank you for using your anointing. And I might ask you for a little help. Is that all right? Because I've always wanted to be in the choir. But, you know, you got to have a certain talent. I don't know why. But that message on faith, I'm going to open that up a bit. Because as you were singing faith, you know, I realized that I didn't know I would be here. See, I'm just going to break it down and be really, really transparent, because I love honesty. It leaves nothing to have to remember. It leaves nothing to have to remember. See, there was a day when I stand here, I'm in awe of God and how God has such grace and compassion for us. I don't know about you, but see, I remember at 21 that I sat in the back, the very back, because I didn't think I was worthy of coming any closer. See, at 21, I knew that I wanted to know God, but I didn't know how to know God. See, I had been so beat up and felt like I was Bible whipped in my churches. So, y'all, somebody know what I'm talking about. Y'all, I heard that you don't bring clean laundry to the laundromat. You know, and I used to think that I wasn't good enough to step in this space. Somebody understands what I'm talking about, and you're going to get what that faith is. And I sat in the back at 21, and I was so afraid to even say amen, because I didn't know what would come out of my mouth. That my judgment of self, anybody know what I'm talking about? My judgment of self was so big, I felt like I was such a dark person. I wasn't a bad person. I just wasn't holy guacamole yet, the way they called it. I didn't know all the scriptures. I had to keep one hand on the table of index, on the table of contents, and the other hand to find the books, because I didn't know where the books were. I didn't know. I didn't have that household. I wanted to know God, but I didn't know how to get to know God and get past the judgment of the people that were sitting in God's house. I'm just saying. I don't know how you feel this morning, but I'm grateful to be sitting here. And I'm in awe that I'm standing here, because this is by the glory of God. Because I don't know who I would have been, but I know that whatever I was going to do, I was going to be a leader at it. So if God didn't put his hand on me, I was going to be doing some damage in the world. My daddy said, baby, whatever you do, you're going to lead at it, so please use your powers for good. Right? And so I sit and I hear that song, Faith, and it was so many times I couldn't see. I couldn't see the path. I couldn't see the goodness. It was only by faith that I was able to get through. It was by the I know, like I know, God, you wouldn't bring me this far to leave me. You wouldn't bring me this far to let me go. You wouldn't bring me this far to stop right here. I know, God, this is not a period. I know this got to just be a comma. I know. So when I hear that, it's so timely that you would sing that song and talked about a mountain. Somebody in this room right now, you are climbing a mountain. And you used to run. And you can feel your 29-year-old or your 18-year-old hamstrings and quads and backs. But now where you are, your hams hurt. And your back ache. Right? Come on, y'all, somebody. I didn't come to talk to everybody who got it all right. I didn't come to talk to the people who were perfect. Don't worry about them. I came to talk to those of you who know I'm in the middle of something. And sometimes I forget that it's not a period, that it's a comma. I get caught up in the details and my head goes down and I stop looking up. I just stop by. I didn't stop by to necessarily keep you comfortable. I stopped by for your breakthrough. Sometimes that don't come served with warm cookies and milk. And I'm okay with that. And Dr. Coleman used to tell me I can keep going when I got like this too. I had permission, right? Remember back in the day, she said, keep going, baby, you all right? Okay, yes, ma'am. And my Reverend Helen Carey, she always gave me that look and said I was right on time. She always let me know before I come up I was all right, and she would always say, baby, I'm going to sit here and listen to you. And I'm honored, I'm grateful. It's because of women like you that I can be the woman I am. I'm clear. And my job is to use your investment and make it a good investment in me. I'm good seed to sow into. You're good seed to sow into. And sometimes someone's sowing into you and you don't know why nothing's producing. It's because you got to give that seed light. You got to give that seed water. You got to give that seed love and compassion. You plant the seed and then you just want it to grow. You plant the seed and you want it to grow immediately. Like, grow. Says, hold up. I need you to go through some seasons. And some of you, you're so impatient, you want it all now. And God says you need to go a full season. You need to understand what it feels like to have to get back up. You're trying to avoid being knocked down, and the power is not in avoiding being knocked down. The power is knowing you can always get back up. That's the power. That's what I need you to understand. I don't need you to avoid being knocked down. I need you to know like you know that you have a birthright to get back up. That's the faith. You don't question it. You're not wondering. Some of you are living like you're wondering, will I make it? Will it be okay? Can I? You're asking permission for something you've already been given the blessing to have. Come on, somebody. You asking like you didn't already have the birthright permission to have it. When you read page 74, this is your birthright. It's not the if you're born in the right family. So quit blaming it on your people. I'm just saying. Is it all right? Can I keep going? And it's not your culture. Quit blaming it on us. It ain't your neighborhood. It's not your economics. You know, because by many people's standards, I'm not supposed to be where I am today. I'm that girl from South Central LA, born between the Harlem Crip 30s and the Rolling 60s, having 3 fights a week to get home from school. Fighting was my aerobics. That was my exercise. It wasn't even out of the norm anymore, and that's how insane my life was. And I remember I was 15, a teacher said, Lisa, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, alive. And when I get to 21, why don't you ask me again? But I don't have that luxury right now. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. You can't determine your future based on your yesterday. You living to attach. Who you were has nothing to do with who you are becoming. Don't stand in your story. Stand on your story. I'm not who I am in spite of my past. I'm who I am because of my past. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, I just stopped by to stir your soul a bit. I stopped by to remind you. And I'm not telling you anything new. I'm just reminding you what you forgot. You put a period where there should have been a comma. So when I look at and I hear about faith and I hear about unwavering faith, I look at my life and I look at this book and I look at the other 6. I'm grateful to have 7 bestsellers under my name. Don't wait. Before you clap, I want you to know this, because I failed English. You got to know the whole story to really make the clap mean something. See, I failed English, and my English teacher told me in front of the entire classroom, you have to be the weakest writer I've ever met in my entire life. Don't feel bad for me. She wasn't going to put a period on my sentence. Matter of fact, she made my story sound better today. That same year, I took a speech class, and I got a D- in speech, and my speech teacher said, quote, unquote, Miss Nichols, I highly recommend you never speak in public, that you get a desk job. I love my story. And I need you to love your story. When you shift the relationship to your story, to your experiences, all of a sudden, what felt like a fortress becomes your fuel. All of a sudden, what felt like a barrier becomes a bridge. I just stopped by to remind you, the story doesn't ever have to change. Your relationship to the story just has to change. When you realize today, on this day, that your pastor, on the day that the reverend stepped in front of you for the first time 5 years ago, if you use that same day as your birthday, come on, somebody. Why we only get to have one? Let's have two. Like, and you talk about the first song was Alive, right? Was Living. Oh my God, that was perfect. Thank you so much for selecting the selections. They were just all on time. Because today could be your birthday, because today I stop just living and I start being alive. Some of you, you put a period somewhere 5 years ago and you just start cruising. Come on, y'all, come on. It's only 2 people that start. Just tell the truth. The truth is beautiful. The truth is beautiful. You just start coasting. You start being obedient. You just start flying under the radar, somebody. You just start doing parenting. You just start doing wife. You just start doing husband. You just start doing dutiful person at work. You stop living. I came here to shake you up. I came here to shake you up. To say, why not you? Take that period and make a comma. Why not you? Your best is yet to come. See, because there was a time in my life when in 1997, and life felt like it was over for me. My son was 3 years old, and I was engaged to be married. I was 5 months from my wedding, and something seemed a little off from my fiance. He was unlike he had been in the last 2 years at all, and it just felt like he was going in and out of these dark places. I didn't quite know. I had no idea that he was on medication that he decided to stop taking because he truly believed in his heart of his hearts that love could cure his bipolar. And I didn't know, and as we prepared for our wedding, him being 6'10" and 309 pounds, no body fat, he was a big man. All of a sudden, I woke up one morning at 3:20 a.m. with his hands wrapped around my throat. And he choked me until I passed out. And 3 days later, he picked me up and threw me about 3 feet across the room. And when I finally got him out of my life, my mother said I needed to go to the doctor because I was acting odd. I would cry uncontrollably. I was odd. I was off. Lisa had gone. Anybody ever know you look up and who you've been has gone? Come on, just let me know. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I could only see glimpses of myself. Do you know, moments of Lisa, but Lisa had gone, and my mother, thank God, she was one of the few people that can steal me and make me do something. And she said, "You're going to the doctor." I said, "Okay, Mommy." I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, "Miss Nichols, you have PTSD." I said, "What is that?" She said, "It's like if you were in the forest for 3 months, because it took 3 months for me to get him out of my house without shedding blood." You know, I was adamant that I wasn't going to do force. I wasn't going to bring my father, my brother into it. I wasn't, because I told y'all I'm from South Central. Right, so y'all got that. You just understand the backstory. Y'all know that part of Chicago. You can't tell the people over there that somebody done hurt you, right? It was like that. So I couldn't tell my family. Not that I wanted to keep it to myself, but I didn't want bloodshed. I wanted to leave this. I wanted to try and have this eliminate itself. I got myself into this. I was trying to get myself out without my family being hurt, without him being physically hurt. And so it took 3 months, and the doctor said, it's like you were in the woods and in danger for 3 months, and so all your body functions shut down, and all you knew was survival. Anybody been there? You just been survive. Just got to survive through this. And so that's where I was, and she said, "Ms. Nichols, you have post-traumatic stress disorder." I said, "Okay." She said, "And you also are clinically depressed." And I said, "Depressed? No habla español." Like, me and depression, we don't go in the same sentence. See, I'm a happy person. I'm a joyful person. The title on my business card says motivational speaker, Come on, y'all. How many of us get caught up in our titles and in our roles, right? And we stop surrendering to our truth because we live under our title. Even this title as mother, you think you got to be strong for everybody. Or a title as husband, you think you don't have the permission to cry. I'm just speaking of my title. You attached to your title. But I said, that can't be so, ma'am. I'm a happy person. She said, I understand that you are normally a happy person. She said, but right now, you're sad. I said, sad? She said, you're really, really, really sad. I said, well, what do I do for that? She said, and she wrote me a prescription. And she wrote me a prescription, and I said, I saw the name on the prescription. It said, Lisa Nichols, Prozac. And I said, oh my God, this is true. I looked at it, I said, Prozac and my name. I said, may I do something? I want you to hear this part, you guys. Energy on me, this is where your breakthrough is. Energy on me, this is where your breakthrough is. Part of your breakdown is that you're trying to manage other people when you should be managing yourself. Part of your breakdown is that you get distracted too easy. Part of your breakdown is you want to be 911 for everybody else and you need oxygen yourself. I'm just saying, energy on me. This is where your breakthrough is. And so I asked the doctor, I said, doctor, I am happy to fill the prescription of Prozac, but can you give me 30 days to try something else? She said, okay, but in 30 days you got to come back because, baby, you in danger. I said, okay. I went home and I realized that, and some of you are here, I realized that I had lost me. I had lost me in being his fiance. I lost me in being my son's mother. I lost me in being a dutiful motivational speaker. I had lost Lisa. So I had to remind myself who Lisa was. So I did 3 things. 1, I got in the Word. I began to remind myself who God told me and created me to be. I began to remind myself. The second thing I did was I put Post-it notes all over my house. All over my house. On my bathroom mirror, it said, you are beautiful and worthy. I had to remind myself. On my bedroom door, it says, you are worthy of healthy love. On my refrigerator, it says, your body is your tool and your temple. Use it to do God's work. On the back of the front door, it says, you are ready for the world and the world is ready for you. And every day I reminded myself who I was so that the lies couldn't interrupt who I knew I was. Somebody in this room got to remind yourself of who you are. Somebody in this room have forgot who you are because the circumstance got so big, it began to test what you already know. And then you start leaving like, I wonder if I can do it. I wonder if it can work. I wonder. And you begin to look like you're not moving forward. You look like you're about to jump into a game of double dutch. You just look like, I want to move forward, but I'm not sure. I want to step in, but I'm not sure. I want to be happy, but I'm not sure. And you live in life like this, and the world is saying, would you hurry up and jump in? Would you come on and jump? We've been turning like this for 3 years, waiting on you to live your dream. You waiting. I just stopped by to ask you, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? The world needs your gift. The world needs your talent. The world needs your light. The world needs your brilliance. The world needs your beauty. It doesn't matter what happened to you yesterday. I'm invested in your tomorrow. I'm meeting you today. I need your best to come up. I don't know when I'll cross your path again. So please don't hold back on me because you might be my blessing. Don't get ready to do it right. I can be blessed by your imperfection. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. I stood in the mirror every day, and the third thing I did, I stood in the mirror every day and I completed 3 sentences. And some of you might want to do these sentences. Feel free. It was my liberation. It might be yours. The first sentence was I looked in my eyes and I looked at myself like I was my best friend, because sometimes I can be critical of me, but I'm going to love on my best friend. So I looked at myself like I was my best friend. I said, Lisa, I'm proud that you. And I found 7 things to be proud of myself for. And sometimes all I can say is, Lisa, I'm proud that you got up today. That's all I could say. And the second sentence were the sentences that cut the shackles of blame, shame, guilt, and regret from me. And some of you need to do this as soon as you go home. I looked in my eyes and I said, Lisa, I forgive you for it. I forgive you for it. See, you're holding yourself hostage to old decisions. You're holding yourself hostage to old shame, old blame, old regret, and old anger. And your future is paying for your past. Your future is saying, can you stop keeping score? Because God don't keep score. God don't keep score. Faith ain't about keeping score. I don't care who you've been. I want to know who you are now. Some of your best mistakes prepared you to meet me. Come on somebody. Come on somebody. Some of the things that you're most shamed for are the things I need to hear because I'm about to go down that same path. Can you show me what I shouldn't do? You're trying to hide it. Well, you're trying to protect it. God said, listen, I made you whole and complete with all your decisions you've made. And the third sentence that I would say is, Lisa, I commit to you that because I was willing to make a commitment to other people. Oh, I show up for my girls, but I wasn't quite showing up for Lisa. Anybody know what that's about? So I had to begin to commit to Lisa first. I had to know that self-care is not selfish. Come on, somebody. That self-care is being responsible for my future. And so I went back to the doctor in 30 days, and she asked me a litany of questions, and I just answered them honestly. I didn't put on a show or air. And she said, I have 2 questions for you. She said, what are they? She said, what have you been doing? And can you tell me and show me so I can do it too? See, sometimes it's just about getting back. And if you can help me with just, I don't know how you do it because I ain't never been in the choir. But if y'all can do the faith song again, just kind of, if you can just, y'all know how to do that thing. Just kind of, because we're going to go back into believing again. See, because some of us are sitting here wondering. We're sitting here hoping. And God is not a God of hope. Come on. God ain't a God of hope. God ain't a God of wonder. God ain't a God of maybe. God ain't a God of possibly only if. And if this don't happen, I will. God is a God of certainty. God is a God of absolute certainty. God don't say maybe impossible. God is non-negotiable. See, that little girl at 21 who felt unworthy to even sit anywhere closer to the word, that girl, because of God's certainty, could make her way to this pulpit. God didn't wonder, Lisa wondered. God don't wonder about you. God knows you. And God asked, Lisa, can you just tell them, can they know like I know? Can you be certain like I'm certain? That in spite, even with all your breakdowns, that they are all a setup for a breakthrough. That it's not in your perfection that you are wonderful. It's in your imperfection that you're perfect for the job. That, Lisa, can you tell them that I'm using them as my instrument? And if you can just surrender, if you can just say yes, if you can just say yes, if you can just say yes, that with the bank account balance being the bank account balance, with the relationship being in the condition it is, with your health, with your wellness, with your weight, with your children, with your job, can you still say yes? See, because that's unwavering faith. You're waiting for evidence. And God says, if you trust me, I'll walk you from the back to the front. If you trust me, I'll bring you from your knees to your feet. If you trust me, I'll bring you from the back to the front. If you trust me, I'll bring you from broken to healed. If you trust me, but you can't wonder if I'm going to do it. You can't hope I'm going to do it. You can't double dutch God. God said, I don't rock in. I live in certainty, y'all. Come on, somebody. I didn't come here for everybody. Somebody got it all together. I didn't come for you. You just filling up the seats for us. I came for that sister, for that brother who you came to turn your period into a comma. It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. I just want to know if that's you, stand to your feet. If that's you, stand to your feet. If that's you, if you ready to turn your period into a comma, stand to your feet. Stand to your feet. Now you need to tell somebody, I'm turning my period into a comma. It ain't over yet.